It's good to be back in the house of the Lord this morning. We want to teach a little bit more this morning on fasting. The more I try to study it, the more I try to understand it, the more I see in it that it's a necessity and it's something that's pleasing to the Lord for us to do it. And we want to start this morning in the book of Mark, chapter 1. Mark chapter 1, verse 15. Chapter 1 of Mark, 2:15. I may have said 1, but it's 2:15. I'm sorry, I did. And it came to pass that as Jesus sat at meat in his house, many publicans and sinners sat also together with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many, and they followed him. And we see here the many disciples, so that it was the disciples of Jesus, and the publicans were taxpayers, or tax. They took taxes, and then there were sinners. And we see here in the next verse here, the scribes and the Pharisees, they're always, and you read always, they're always saying why. And why do they do this and why do they do that? But here in verse 16, and when the scribes and the Pharisees saw him eat with publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, how is it that he eateth and drinketh with publicans and sinners? So they're questioning the why that Jesus would do these things. And so this tells you this morning that they see no good in Jesus. They didn't understand him. Why they asked this silly question. And so he says in verse 17, of course, the disciples didn't give an answer, but he says in verse 17, and when Jesus heard it, he said unto them, they that are whole have no need of a physician. Amen. Or he said to them, they that are well don't need a doctor. Mm-hmm. And so this is the way he had the disciples of John and the Pharisees fast off, but thy disciples fast not. So this is the question. This is the thing that they wanted to, another thing that they wanted to catch Jesus in some fault, right? Or that they could make loud marks about him and or persecute him or try to prove him wrong. But Jesus here understands all about this, and he says here in verse 19, and Jesus said unto them, can a child or can the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? Right. Notice he asked them a question by answering their question. He says here, can the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. And here this morning, this is the thing that I see is so important with us fasting. Brother Jared, in Mark 2:18, the reason why that it's so important for us to understand the thing of fasting is because the fasting that we do that are saved is not for the spirit, it's for the body. Right. Now, here again, he says here, as long as the bridegroom is with them. So we know this morning, and